Hey guys, so I am doing this video on straight relationships versus same-sex relationships. I identify as a lesbian, so I'm obviously a little bit biased, but I have had same-sex relationships obviously and straight relationships, and I've had good and bad in both. So it's supposed to be light-hearted, it's not attacking anybody. I don't hate men, I just love women a little bit more, but it's going to be fun. So yeah, just don't take me too seriously. It's all a bit of banter, but it should be good. So I think the main one for being in the same-sex relationship is periods. Now this is good and bad really when you think about it, because yes, women, we both understand that we're on our periods. However, that is not always a good thing, especially with mood swings and when you're in pain or something like that. It's not great when you're both on your period at the same time having to deal with that. Me and Millie haven't really had to deal with that actually too much, because my periods are quite irregular and hers aren't, so that's not something we have to deal with too much. Now my biggest issue with periods, and I'm going to be honest, is the sex. You can't have great sex when you're on your period. You can do things, but if you're both on your period, it makes it 10 times worse. At least if one's on your period, you can still do a lot of things that you want to do. with the person that's not got their period, you can obviously still have sex when you're on your period. You've got a shower, you can do things. There's things you can use. All that, it doesn't stop us, but it's just that a little hurdle that you've got to try and jump over. But I mean, it doesn't affect us too much, but still, it doesn't make you feel sexy and all that, and that's just something that we deal with not actually that often, but it does happen. I know that me and Millie do argue, and if you're in a relationship you do argue, and I think that's healthy. You need to be able to argue. However, sometimes there's not even anything we're arguing about. We're just being stubborn at one another, and then we just want the other one to apologise first, and we're just both very stubborn. Now this isn't a thing that is just women, men, but I feel like men just let it go a lot quicker than what women do. We don't. We're a lot more emotional, so it takes a little bit longer for us to just express our feelings and express that we're frustrated with one another instead of just dealing with it. But eventually we do, and I feel like every argument we have seems like the worst thing in the world, because I don't know whether it's because I'm actually in a relationship I'm in love with someone, but there seems to be like so much on the line, because it's just so full on, because there's so many different emotions, and you just got to work through that together. And at the end of the day, I have a rule, especially a very serious rule, that we don't go to bed or we don't go to work angry. We have to deal with whatever we're annoyed about. We deal with it, because at the end of the day you don't know what's going to happen to one another, and I just think it's better if you're on good terms, because I don't want anything happening and me feel guilty or Millie feels guilty or anything like that. I want us to be able to have a good night's sleep, or be able to go to work and be happy. I think being in the same sex relationship, it's kind of a little bit harder to have your independence. Now this isn't for everybody, this is about me. It sounded really obnoxious, but I'm going to go with it. Because you have a lot of the same friends, you have a lot of the same interests, it's very easy to get caught up within each other. And I know a lot of relationships do with the same sex, or straight relationships. However, I wasn't that interested in my relationships when I was with men, so I didn't really want to spend that much time with them. And my ex-girlfriend, we were really focused on school, both of us, university and college, so we didn't have that much of a problem with it. But I think it is good that me and Millie have found a balance of working, spending time with each other, and socialising. And we do have the same friends, which is great, because with all my other relationships, we haven't had the same friends, and my friends didn't really like any of them that much. So that's good and bad, like, because you got to make sure that you have your independence, but you also have to make sure that you get on. Everyone gets on. I have had a problem with coming out, because I came out 3 years ago. Now, I came out 3 years ago, but my first relationship with a woman wasn't 3 years ago, it was before that, and we were together. Now, she wasn't out at all, like, nobody knew except her sister and her brother, and she wouldn't come out to her other family, and she was scared, and a lot of friends didn't know, and she said, like, it's not important to tell people. To me it is. Like, I don't want to be introduced as your friend, and I don't want people to hit on you because they think that you're single. Like, it's not someone's fault if they hit on you, because you're not saying that you're in a relationship, so they're not to know. So I came out, and we were going through that, and because of that, I didn't force her, and I didn't want her to, because I was dealing with my own issues with coming out. But she came out as well, and this was a whole issue, and I think at the end of the day it kind of ended us a lot quicker than what it would have. I don't think we would have ended up together by all means. She's really lovely, she's a great friend. I just don't think it would have been so much of a bitter ending if we didn't have to come out. In a straight relationship, you don't have to come out, it's the norm, it's what's accepted in society at the moment. So that's fine. And in my relationship with Millie, I've been out for 3 years, I think, maybe 4. And Millie is 2 years older than me. She's nearly 24, I'm nearly 22. And she did say that when we first got together, she wasn't sure about the age difference, which I know it's not a big age difference, but especially when someone hasn't been out as long, it can be very complicated, especially with families and all that. Now, she's been out since she was like 15, so she's been out for a very long time compared to me. However, I'm very confident in who I am, and I don't have a problem with telling people, or I have that acceptance within myself. So it was never an issue between the two of us, but it can be an issue with same-sex relationships, and between, like, of course, it is easier sometimes to be in a straight relationship, especially when you're dealing with families and friends and reactions. But at the end of the day, if someone doesn't love you for who you are, and I feel like men, they don't listen as much, which can actually be quite good, because they do care, but you can vent, and they just don't give as much back. Whereas Millie will give it back, and she'll give me advice, and I don't want the advice, I just want to vent. So this is something that is just like, you get used to. Now, I do like this, because I don't know whether you can tell, these are not my clothes, these are Millie's. We do a lot of swapping with clothing. However, I don't think Millie likes my fashion sense, so she won't wear mine nearly as much as I wear hers. So that's a bit offensive, but I wear her clothes quite a lot, and if they're there, she'll wear my bed clothes, and she'll wear all my other things, but when she's going out, she won't wear my clothes, which is very rude. However, I will wear hers, and sometimes I do take them, and I won't let her wear her clothes because I want to wear them that day. But that's just the best part about being in a same-sex relationship. I mean, you've got to get some reward, don't you? On the flip side of this, what I did enjoy about being with my ex-boyfriend was wearing oversized jumpers all the time, and wearing them as shirts. And wearing shirts as just a shirt, or just wearing an oversized jumper. Now, if you're gay, you just buy everything oversized and you wear them anyway. Just go to the men's section. Me and Millie do go to the men's section quite a bit and we like it. Again, with like periods though, and it goes with taking clothes as well. I'm someone that likes to plan. I like to plan in advance. Like when I have my period, if I know it's coming, I like to have tampons in the house. Like I never want to be in a position where I don't have a tampon. Millie is a lot more go with the flow. So she would use my tampons and like tell me when we're nearly out because I need to go buy some in case I get it. And then when we're both on it, we go through them so quickly, and you need more than one pack, obviously. So that's just, and men just don't care. They probably think, what is... I also like that Millie understands my clinginess. Like, I'm not always clingy, but at times I am, and I'll be the first to admit it. I can be quite clingy. But it's when I'm emotional, and that can come, when I'm on my period, I get so emotional and so clingy. And Millie just deals with it, because she understands what it's like to have mood swings, and she knows what it's like to have her period. Even when I don't, she's just so good at understanding how I'm feeling, and feeling empathetic, and loving me anyway. Men that I have been with do not understand any of this, and to be honest, I probably didn't give off the best vibe, because one of my ex-boyfriends, I didn't really like him that much, especially in the end, and I'd want him, but I wouldn't want him, so that, but see, women understand that. Millie would understand if I said, I really want you, but please don't touch me. Although I think she'd still touch me anyway, because she knows at the end of the day, I'm just saying that, but I want her. It's very complicated being a woman, and only a woman understands, I think. She's very patient with me. She's very good to me, and I love that. And something else that Millie's good at, now this is because Millie's my best relationship, obviously, because she's my girlfriend, so I'm going to compare a lot of my relationships with her. She understands my body image, and she understands how I feel about my body, and vice versa. We both understand that we both get very self-conscious. We obviously... everyone gets self-conscious. If you don't, then good on you, but I get self-conscious, and I know Millie does as well. So we are both very good at taking that extra mile and making sure that we compliment each other, that we make each other feel special and make each other feel sexy, and just take that extra minute and just, I don't know, make each other feel wanted. Now, I mean that in both an emotional way and a physical way. Like, she wants me in a physical way and she wants me in an emotional way, and she makes me feel special in both, and that is what is important. Now, I had a very good ex-boyfriend, one of them anyway. I've had multiple relationships in both genders, but the two main ones, one was really, really lovely and one was not as lovely. However, one of them was very much wanting one thing, and that was sex. The other one was very patient and kind. So I'm not going to say all men are like that, because they're not. Some are very lovely. But it makes a difference when I am attracted back, which was obviously going to be an issue because I'm gay. But on the flip side of that, I've had relationships and I've had flings and I've had things with women, obviously, from a very early age. And I was in the closet, but I had these experiences. And one of my experiences, she just didn't understand what I wanted. And that is okay. But I didn't have the confidence to talk about it. Now, when you're in a sexual relationship, you've got to be able to talk. You've got to be able to communicate what you want and how you want it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy in any aspect of the relationship, I'm not saying sex is the most important, but it's very important, you're gonna end up breaking up, because it's just not gonna work, because you're not satisfied, you're not happy. So it's very important that you communicate and that you satisfy. Now, we don't have a problem in that area at all. But that's not a lesbian or a straight thing. That is a communication thing. You have to be confident in saying what you want. And then as the person that they're talking to, you've got to be able to take that and be able to do it. You've got to be able to be like, okay, what I didn't do you didn't like, but I'm going to make it even better now. Another thing is when we're getting ready to go anywhere, to do anything, me and Millie understand why we have to take that extra time to get ready. Boyfriends don't understand the makeup, the hair, the clothing, the change of clothing again. Women do understand that. However, saying that as well, see, there's pros and cons in every aspect. I am a lot quicker at getting ready than Millie. Millie takes a lot longer than I do because I have the same routine and I don't really care what my hair I always just have the same, always down. I don't do anything, I just brush it. Millie will straighten it or do whatever she wants to do with hers. We both put on makeup, and I have different styles. I like to be feminine and I like to be like jeans on top. Millie changes her outfits like 20 times and I can get frustrated because it's like, we have a time, we need to leave, let's go. She gets very anxious about what she looks like, so she will take as long as she wants and I have to push her out the door. Now, the other thing I should probably mention is the speed of a relationship. Now, they say U-Haul lesbians, and they're not wrong in a lot of ways. I know I wasn't that interested in my relationships with men because I just wasn't in it, my heart. But like, at the time, I thought I was doing the right thing and I thought that's what I wanted, but I knew I didn't want it. But I was putting my best effort in my relationships. However, it did not move as quickly as what it has with Millie. And even my ex-girlfriend and the other one that I'm thinking of, they all three of them have moved a lot quicker than what they did with men. Now, Millie's moved a lot quicker than anybody, because we moved in after 4 months of being together, but that's because we lived 2 hours away from one another. And it was just too hard. So we were just like, you know what, I'll just move to her. And so that's what we did. The other relationships didn't move as quick, but I mean, U-Haul. And because we've been together a year and almost 2 months, I think. And it feels like a lot longer because we've been living together like 10 months, like almost a year. So obviously we're wanting to take these next steps a lot sooner than what other couples would that haven't even moved in together. And I know other lesbian couples and they've moved in together quite quickly as well. Now, these are just all really fun experiences that I've actually just experienced personally. These aren't to attack men, these aren't to attack women. These are just what I've dealt with in my life. So don't take it too hard, don't get offended. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I just wanted something to be able to, this is my first sit down video really, ever, and I just wanted something that I could share, that's a bit of fun, a bit light-hearted. The most important thing, I think, to me, especially as I'm getting older, is this difference. And that is, when you're a lesbian, it's great, because you don't have to worry about getting pregnant. But, on the flip side of this, you have to worry about getting pregnant. And as I'm getting older, that is something that I'm seeing as a reality, and it does make me a little sad because I want children in the future, and so does Millie. And it is sad when people get pregnant and you're like, this is going to be a lot hard for us, and this is going to be something that has to be planned a lot, and we're going to have to figure it out together. But I mean, it is great having sex and not having to worry about getting pregnant. So I mean, again, everything's, you can make it good or bad. It just depends, doesn't it? So that is pretty much all I could come up with while I was sitting here. So that's all you're getting, because that's all I came up with. But thank you so much for watching. I would love to make more content, any content that makes anyone happy. That's all I want to do, really. Comment, subscribe, like, and comment what you want to see next, and I will try and do it as soon as I can. I just try and balance everything with work and my social life and things like that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!